At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling, and our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.
Good morning, everyone. This is Laurel Highlands Happenings, brought to you by Camp Christian on 97.3 Light FM, 1480 WCNS, and we're online at 973lightfm.com. I'm TJ DeStefano, and this morning I'm joined by our guest host today. She is the Executive Director of the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau, Ann Nemanick. Ann, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. It's great to be with you and your listeners this morning. And I guess as anyone can easily tell, I'm not your regular host, Louise Henry. I don't have that wonderful British accent that she brings to the airwaves every time that she's on each month. But hopefully your listeners will stay tuned in this morning.
Yeah, neither am I. We can tell that for sure. So, Ann, obviously, these are the most challenging of times for the country right now. Can you share a little bit about what this means for travel and tourism? I'm sure it's taken a big hit.
It certainly has, TJ. As maybe many of your listeners know, it is the number 2 industry in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And obviously with the stay or shelter-in-place orders by the governor that covers the entire Commonwealth, and with the President Trump's orders as well, travel is just simply not happening. So we have seen closures across every segment of our tourism industry right now. Lodging, dining, attractions, shopping. It's really heartbreaking to see. But, that being said, what I am proud of and what I have seen is the creativity that comes out of this hardship. We in the hospitality business are a very proud group of individuals, and it's so heartening to see that they were some of the very first news stories that we saw once the virus started to break. And they are business owners in our industry. They are finding ways, first and foremost, to serve their immediate community. They're changing their business models. They're even changing the products that they are producing.
Now, could you give us some examples locally of what you have seen?
Yeah, I certainly can. I think one of the earliest things that we saw were the restaurants. They began curbside delivery, drive-through service, and even delivery to your home. The next group that we saw was the craft beverage industry. They saw an opportunity, and I'm so proud of our Laurel Highlands Pour Tour beverage folks. Our craft breweries, wineries, and distilleries are doing that curbside service. Some of them are doing deliveries. I just was on a call this morning where I learned some of the local distilleries are converting to producing hand sanitizers that are getting into the hands of home health care nurses through the Excella Health Care Network. Our breweries, they are filling growlers. They're pulling cases of wine together. Our wineries are doing that. And our spirits are being delivered for folks to take home and enjoy. Also, of note, several of the wineries and craft breweries have food trucks that are coming to their locations on a weekly basis. So, that may be modified as time goes on, but that's certainly what we're seeing at this particular point in time.
Yeah, and it's always great to see, especially in the worst of times, it seems to bring out the best in people and businesses, and that's really great to see.
Absolutely. You really do need to think differently during these times, and it's just really a matter of survival. How can I keep my business working and afloat? how can I keep as many employees still with me during these very difficult and trying times? And, they're doing it. They're stepping up. We are in the hospitality business, so it's innate for them to figure out a way to make it work.
Now, how can listeners learn more about these opportunities, Ann?
I think one of the easiest ways, TJ, is just simply to go to our website, laurelhighlands.org, and right there on our homepage at the top, we have a button, the COVID-19 button, and we try very, very hard each and every day to update that information for folks, and they can follow the links to see what's open, who has delivery and curbside service. But really, the best thing that they can do is check individual websites of their favorite restaurants. Many folks are putting things out there on social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter. So I've even seen some of the restaurants doing a daily menu for the entire week. Here's what we're being able to offer. Some is cash only. Some you can call ahead and provide them with your credit card, and that way there is no exchange of money, because I know that some folks have some issues working and distributing money. So being able to call and give them your credit card, pull up to the curb and get what you need, and you're not cooking that night. So sometimes that's a refresher, since we're all at home working or helping our children with their classes each and every day. A treat from our favorite local restaurant is a good thing to add to our daily mix.
Definitely, and especially in these times, if it's safe and you can get out and try to help some of these businesses, as you mentioned, definitely a good thing. And get out for a little bit of a ride and get out of the house for a little bit to get some fresh air. That helps as well.
Yes, agree.
So all that very helpful information. What else have you seen so far?
Well, let's kind of turn from our restaurant tours to our retail. This is very challenging for our retail folks right now, and our Director of Interactive Marketing, Jared Bundy, just wrote a blog this week about online shopping for many of our boutique shops. And just a couple examples, G Squared, for instance, which is a beautiful shop in Ligonier, has now uploaded items for online shopping. And then there is a really cool shop in downtown Uniontown called Pepperberries, and their shop owner, Ann, she's going to be able to design a wreath for you, pair it with a bottle of Green Dance wine, add in some farm-to-table goodies, and we'll deliver it to your door. So to me, that's just a great way to get your Easter shopping done, letting someone do all of that for you and then have something beautiful delivered right to your door. And again, you can find information like that on our website, laurelhighlands.org.
You mentioned hospitality and giving back earlier. Now, how is that taking place in the Laurel Highlands these days?
Well, I think the list could go on, and I think that it grows each and every week. I'll kind of start with some of the first things that we saw. Marion's Table, which is a wonderful little restaurant located in Ligonier, had what I thought was an incredible giving back opportunity. If you called and you ordered a meal and your bill was, say, $10, and you could choose to pay $20, that additional extra money went to provide a meal for a family in need. Here's another kind of cool collaboration. There's a flower shop in Uniontown called Neubauer's, and they are delivering a beautiful little bouquet with pasta meals that are done by Titlow Tavern, and that's being done on the weekend. So to me, it just shows a true sense of community, and that's really what the Laurel Highlands is all about. Businesses helping businesses, businesses working together, and then that just simply gives back to the community itself.
It does. It's really great to see, and we talked about that earlier. Everyone really stepping up at a time of need to help each other to get through this. It's just great.
Yeah, it's going to take all of us, and there are going to be people that are going to have a day where the sun is out and they're feeling terrific. And then you're going to have those low days. And can you just imagine having a beautiful floral arrangement along with a meal delivered right to your door? That's certainly a lifting spirit, especially for our senior community.
Yes.
Many of us are hunkered down with family. That is, our kids or, our husbands, our spouses, our mates, and so forth. But for many seniors, they're in this alone.
Yeah.
And any way that we're able to help that group of our community is critical and very essential.
Yeah, that's a good point. You gotta especially take care of the seniors at this time for sure. Now, I've seen a lot on social media, art projects, tours, and even saw that you have coloring pages. So tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, TJ, that's, I think, another element of travel and tourism that really has lifted the spirits of people and provided activities. You can only watch Netflix and veg out on your books and so forth for a certain period of time.
Yes.
You have to have something else to keep yourself active. So what we've done is created some of these coloring pages, and I've always felt that art is good for the soul, and we can certainly use art as an escape. So one of the first things that we did was create coloring pages, and our coloring pages are a little bit unique. They come from our photo library. So we hold a photo contest every year, and we get thousands of submissions. So we have found an app where we are able to digitize those unique photographs, and we have two kinds. There are those that are a little bit more challenging for the adults in the family, and then a simpler version of that same photograph for the kids. So it really is an activity for both the parents as well as the kids to do, and you can always add Grandma and Grandpa into that and just have your own photo contest, coloring contest, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it gives you a chance to bring out your creativity, and even if you're not creative, it'll help you become more creative, I guess.
Well, I have a perfect example of that. My sister-in-law, Judy, is an art teacher, so she obviously grasped this at the very, very beginning. And I will say among our family, she's probably the best use of color in her images. But it is something that each and every person can do. And what's nice, too, is we've also had some of the local school districts embrace this and have added this as an element that they're providing back out to their students. So, again, community embracement is critical, and we're just excited to be able to contribute to that.
Yeah, that's great. Now, talk a little bit more about how the photo contest works.
So every year the photo contest is out there. We do give prizes to our photographers. We have different categories. So there's everything from nature shots to people to wonderful little animals. I think one of the favorite photographs for me personally was a cat that resides in Ohio Pile. And that particular image is available for download right now. The cat's sitting on a bench and looking out through the handles of the bench. So we encourage folks to get out there when they're able at a safe distance, take pictures of the beautiful Laurel Highlands, because I think what we see today is really going to resonate for years to come. Those nature walks that we're taking with our family are going to be something that I think we will cherish long beyond today.
You're listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings, brought to you by Camp Christian on 97.3 Light FM, 1480 WCNS, online at 973lightfm.com. I'm TJ DeStefano. We're joined this morning by the Executive Director of the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau, Ann Nemenick. And what else can our listeners do to be creative or enjoy the arts during this time?
Well, I think we could dedicate almost an entire hour to this subject because there are some really great ideas out there, but I'd like to share just a couple with your listeners right now. We'll start with Frank Lloyd Wright, certainly a name that many folks associate with Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water. But his companion house, Kentuck Knob, that's located in Fayette County, is offering a micro tour. So these are 30-second tours that give folks a closer look at how Frank Lloyd Wright utilized space so effectively in these homes. And those are available on YouTube. Stage Right, this is really great. They are holding online classes. So you're in the comfort of your own home. You're not in a class. You can be as wonderful a dancer, or maybe not as great a dancer as you'd like to be, but you can take jazz classes, ballet, acting, and even imagination classes. So I think that's really a cool opportunity for your listeners.
Yes, it is.
Our 5 national parks in the Laurel Highlands are doing virtual tours. So if you've not had the opportunity to visit the Flood Museum or the Flight 93 National Museum, Fort Necessity, all of those parks, you can now do that virtually from your own home. And I think that's a really nice family thing to do. Bring the kids in so that there's an educational component to that as well. Our local symphony, the Westmoreland Symphony Orchestra, has WSO to go. So you can listen to some incredible local talent. Westmoreland Museum of American Art allows you to tour the entire museum from the comfort of your couch. Another art group, SAMA, the Southern Alleghenies Museum of Art, is live on Facebook Monday through Friday with different crafts that you can have your children enjoy. And how about Storytime? You know, you see on Facebook where the celebrities in Hollywood and California are picking their favorite book and they're reading it on Facebook. Well, not to be outdone, Abby, who has an incredible personality at Seven Springs, also is doing Facebook Live story time each week. And for those who are doing those homeschool activities, Fort Ligonier has A Minute with Matt, and it is a fun history series that's engaging for both adults and kids and explores a specific topic of historic Fort Ligonier. So there's just a couple.
That's a lot, and Ann, probably a lot of people don't know about all of these things that are available because we're all just trying to get through this and try to learn things we can do, but that's a lot of stuff you just listed there.
It certainly is, and again, just use our website, laurelhighlands.org, as a resource because as we get these things funneling into us, we upload that information so folks can easily find it and be a participant in those activities.
We talk about resiliency during all of this, and that really fits. Now, we're all going to need to be able to move forward. So what exactly is the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau doing these days?
Very good question. The organization remains operational each and every day. After all, we represent over 3,500 tourism businesses in our footprint that's called the Laurel Highlands. We communicate with our partners on a regular basis. We update information on our website so that we are a resource for locals and visitors alike. There's going to be a point in time where visitors are going to travel again, and while they're home, they're doing their homework of where they want to travel next. We also provide helpful information for funding sources and links to industry-specific webinars. And just this week, we launched an initiative called LH Strong.
Okay, and tell us a little bit more about what LH Strong is.
Well, we all need a little strength and a little uplifting during these times. So this is an initiative that's encouraging our tourism businesses to use the hashtag LHStrong when they are posting on their social media channels. We stand together in sending a message about the strength of our people, our places, and our communities. And we all need to rally behind each other during these times. And I think, during our conversation today, I was able to provide you with some of those examples. We just need and want everyone to remember that we are here now, but most importantly, when they are ready and free to travel to this beautiful region that we all call home, the Laurel Highlands, we're here, we're ready, and we're prepared for their visit.
Now, what about events?
Well, I think that's probably the biggest segment that has taken the hardest hit at this particular point in time. It's obvious, we are seeing cancellations, and that's to be expected. But we are encouraged that places like the Mountain Playhouse in Jennerstown plan to open for a full season of summer stock theater. I just got an email yesterday from the Palace Theater, and they are continuing to book their shows. They're making adjustments with their professional performers as they go along. And here's one that I'm circling on my calendar that I just learned about. It's for Monday, November 23rd, and it's Celtic Thunder, Ireland. So I will be in the audience for that particular show for sure.
Awesome. And the show must go on, right?
Well, absolutely, TJ. That's the attitude we need listeners to take. Take this time and plan. Plan your next trip. Where's your next excursion? By now, you might have discovered something new in your family group that you never knew about. Maybe you have an artist in your midst, or a budding Lloyd Wright enthusiast, or an aspiring musician. So plan a trip. It gives you something to look forward to. We have Easter and Mother's Day on the horizon. Buy a gift certificate or buy a handmade craft item from our local merchants and send a card. We talked about shopping online, so make sure you're shopping those local retailers and supporting them. They need us now more than ever.
All right, Ann, you mentioned to me about a blog about films and shows that are being shot in the Laurel Highlands. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. This blog was done by LHVB staffer Kaylee Dumas. And as many folks know, some films, some TV shows are shot in the Laurel Highlands. You might see a film crew out and about, or you might recognize an image that might pop up on your screen and say, hey, I know where that place is. So, of course, we're all home, and maybe you have a set-aside time on the weekend where you're gathering all the family on the couch and you're watching some TV shows, or maybe your teenagers are sequestered in their rooms after their homework and they just want to veg out a little bit and watch some TV. So we have various locations throughout the region where they can actually go and see where things are filmed. Might not be something yet you want to do now that everyone is asked to stay safe and stay home, but it's certainly something you can put on your to-do list. So I've got some examples here for you. The first one is a Netflix series. It's called I Am Not Okay With This, and it's filmed in Fayette County in Brownsville. And the storyline is about a coming-of-age series. It stars a teenage girl who's just trying to figure out life itself. And she kind of has these superpowers, which is kind of cool, but one of the shots is shot in downtown Brownsville. They also have Fiddle's Diner, which is a location in that historic town. So there's kind of a drive-through opportunity for folks to see. Other shows like Foxcatcher, Mindhunter, and Jack Reacher are all shows that have been filmed in and around the Laurel Highlands. Jack Reacher, for instance, stars Tom Cruise. And he is an ex-Army investigator looking into the cut-and-dry case of shootings of 5 people in an unassuming town. And some of the footage was shot at the Hoover Stone Quarry, and that's a point that folks could possibly visit. We have probably some listeners that are Taylor Lautner fans, and the movie Abduction was filmed not only in Pittsburgh, but also in downtown Brownsville. That same diner that's being utilized for I'm Not Okay With This is also featured in Abduction. And I think, many of us have seen The Silence of the Lambs. That's an oldie but a goodie that starred Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. And some folks might not realize, but some of those scenes were filmed right there in Perryopolis. So again, another local place that folks can take the drive and see some of those things that were filmed for The Silence of the Lamb. Three Rivers. The show was canceled, but it is available on Amazon Prime Video. Sometimes, personally, I don't think they give shows long enough time to get the folks engaged in that. But this particular show, Three Rivers, was a medical drama, and it was filmed at Brownsville Hospital. So it was a pilot program, but you can see that episode on Amazon Prime Video. And the Brownsville Library is another place where folks have been able to do some filming and be able to see what's out there and about. So Kaylee's blog just kind of goes on and on about many things that are filmed in the area. Other folks that have read her blog say, hey, did you know that this was filmed here? So the list keeps going on and on. We know that Slapshot, which is an oldie but goodie hockey film, had scenes that were filmed in Ligonier. So we encourage folks to kind of read a little bit about that and see where they might be able to take a drive, see some of these things in and around the region. And I just want to kind of conclude that, you know, we've got one of the very best in all of the U.S. As far as special makeup opportunities as an educational setting, and that certainly is at the Douglas Education Center in Monessen. These students learn all about the techniques from Tom Savini, and then they take that and travel all over the world and certainly out to Hollywood and turn things into masterful creations. So the hit show Masked Singer has individuals that were trained and learned their craft right there at the Douglas Education Center, which I think is pretty cool. So, you know, it's challenging to be in our own households during these times, but take a look at some of the films that were here and filmed in the Laurel Highlands, and perhaps this will give you a new perspective on what we have out here in Westmoreland, Somerset, and Fayette counties.
Definitely sounds like a worthy thing to check out for sure. All right, Ann, we're coming up to the end of our show here today, so any final thoughts or remarks you'd like to leave us with?
Yes, there is, TJ, and I'd like to kind of leave this final word with your listeners. I really want people to be respectful of our open spaces. When you take your walks on our trails or take a bike ride, please be respectful of the space and place that you are in. Do not litter and do not vandalize. You know, do your homework before you go. Many of our county and state parks are open, but their restrooms are closed. Take water with you, but take your container back with you to your car. You know, when the time comes for visitors to return to the Laurel Highlands, we want the beauty of their surroundings to be what they remember, not the trash and the litter left behind.
Yes, it's a great way to end, Ann, and got to take care of the parks for sure, especially in these times. Okay, well, that'll do it for Laurel Highlands happenings this Saturday morning. Ann, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it and had a good time speaking with you today.
Well, thank you, TJ, and I look forward to being back with you in the merry month of May, and may we have some great things to be able to talk about next month.
Yes, I definitely agree, and we will speak with you again, and that was Ann Nemenick. She is the Executive Director of the Laurel Highlands Visitors Bureau. Today's show was brought to you by Camp Christian, and again, we're on 97.3 Light FM, 1480 WCNS, and online at 973lightfm.com. Laurel Highlands happenings, part of the Westmoreland Weekend Talk Block. I'm TJ DeStefano. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again in the month of May.
At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling, and our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.